Hi everyone! So today we're gonna learn and look at the fifth question in 2024. And this is a very classic question that requires everyone to observe every single little detail. And if you can finish this question, you must be a very patient and also a very observant student. So let's look at the question. In the picture, there are 8 different faces. So look like here, some of them have like the smiling face, some of a shock face, and some of them have the hair, some of them have the hat. Each face appears twice, except for one, which face appears only once. Okay, so for this question, the requirement or the method is quite easy, right? We just need to match the two same face. However, if you take a closer look at every single face here, you will see there are a lot of like details, right? So as we mentioned before, what we're gonna do is start from the first one and look at or check every row from left to right to find the matching one. So how about we can use a mark, underline the one we're gonna check, and then look for the next matching one. So what is special about this face? We have the hat, and the expression is like the smiling face, right? So we're gonna skip this one. There's no hat. Look at this one. Yes, it's smiling face, but do we have the glasses? No, so we just check. They need to be exactly the same. So not in this row. How about this row? Hat, is that true? No, the face expression is different. And how about this one? Seems right, right? But really, is every exact detail the same? Yes or no, everyone? No, because here, let's see. Do we have the ears for the original one? No, right? Check this detail. No ears at all. So where is the one? Go to the next row, which is over here. The hat, the same expression, the same, no ears. Okay? So see, for the first one, we're looking for all the way to the third, the final row to find the matching one. And we're gonna move on to the next one. What we can do, if you don't have different colors, you can just use like different, like the lines. But for me, I can use a different color to do that, right? Okay, so here we can see. Well, for this one, the hair was like 4 hairs and the glasses and the smiling face, and we also have the ears. Check which one also have all those 4 main parts. The hair, yes. The ears, no. The hair, yes. Expression, no. The hair, yes. The ears, yes. Expression, yes. So that will be the same one here. So let's move on. How about this one? Hat, expression, and ear. How about this? No ears. How about this? No ears. But, oh, maybe you'll find, oh, these two are the same, but do you think we can jump? No, do not jump, okay? We're gonna go in order. So, the hat, no ears, right? And here, the hat, no ears. And finally, it is over here. Every detail matches, right? So then we're gonna move on to the next one. How about here, this one? 4 hairs and glasses and the smiling face. So we can see 4 hairs, but the expression, no. And it's all the way to this one, right? They are the same. Okay, let's move on. How about this one? Ta-da! Hair, shock face, glasses, hat, shock face, glasses. They are the same, right? Okay, let's move on. How about here? This one. Use different ways to highlight them, okay? This is one we're gonna find. Shock face, no glasses, 4 hairs and ears. So all of those already find the match one, we can just skip them. So 4 hairs, shock face, ears, and no glasses, it's the same. Okay, and then we can move on. How about this one? Hat, smiling face, ears. So let's see. Hat, not the same face. And how about this one? Not the same face. So do we find that one? Finally, right? It is over here. So do we use a lot of different methods? No, it's only the one method. That is, be very patient. Find all of the details, the head, the ears, the glasses, and also the expression, and we find this is the correct one. Or we can continue to go to those two. Are they the same? Yes, right? So finally we can confirm the wrong one, or the only single one gonna be option C here. Ears, smiling face, no glasses, and the hat. Okay? So we spent a lot of time, but we only use one method to solve the question. And it is one of the ability to be patient and also to find the discrimination and also the pattern recognition. So we need to recognize the difference between the objects and also find or identify the differences based on the visual attribution, which is something gonna be required to learn in the Common Core standard as well. However, in the school math, let's see. Even if we want to find or identify the differences, it's actually much easier than the Math Kangaroo because as we can see for Math Kangaroo, it's all about we're gonna figure out or we're gonna create the very detailed requirement or the rules like this. There are very tiny differences between all of those objects. However, compared with school math, look at this worksheet. All of the items here are very familiar, right? They are just the regular roots. So for students, they just need to check only the same line or the same row to find the different one, which is much easier, and there are like fewer or there's actually even no details they need to know. They just need to know what are those objects. So they don't need a lot of like information to be analyzed. Okay, so now let's move on to question 6. Bruno is making this large triangle using identical small triangular tiles. How many more tiles does Bruno need to complete the large triangle? So for this question, many of the students know what we need to do is just figure out what are the missing pieces. So here, instead of just counting in with your fingers, it's better to create or identify all of those small triangles. So what we can do is 1, 2, 3. Just find all those triangles and count one by one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So here, this is what we're gonna do. And you can see for this question, it's more important about cutting them into the identical pieces and then count in order. So it's not that difficult, but what we need to do is understand the question and make sure that we just need to find and count the pieces in order without repeating and without missing. So for this knowledge point, it is also required in Common Core, and the requirement is actually in the first grade, compose and decompose shapes to form larger shapes. And in the second grade, it is partition shapes into parts and analyze how smaller parts form the whole. So it's more about parts and the whole to figure out their relationship. However, in terms of understanding this point, what we're gonna practice in the school is it is, as we mentioned a lot of times, very straightforward. So we can see even if we want to figure out this hexagon, we already cut all of the shapes there. So we already cut them into the small pieces. We don't need to imagine as what we do here, right? We need to cut it by ourselves. But in school math, we already cut for you. The only thing you need to do is just looking for the correct pieces. So that's why it's more straightforward. Red one here, the trapezoid, and here parallelogram into this part and the triangle here. Even it come to the 3D shapes, it's the same thing, right? Everything is very straightforward. We already cut for you. You don't need to do any imagination. You just need to find the correct pieces and combining them together. The only thing we need to do is to look for the correct pieces. We don't need to do imagination at all. So that will be the difference between Math Kangaroo and Common Core School Math. For Math Kangaroo, it's more about we're gonna do the imagination, we're gonna do the cutting, we're gonna figure out how those different pieces can be combined together. There are one more step compared with the school math.